Hello, let me ask you an honest question. Did anyone actually teach you how to handle money? Or did you grow up watching money control people's decisions and emotions? Most of us were not taught money. We absorbed it. We absorbed fear. We absorbed pressure. We absorbed manage it till month end. And now as an adult, we're wondering why money feels heavy, even when we earn more. Here's the hard truth. Most people don't like hearing. Motivation won't fix your finances. You can be inspired today and still make the same money mistakes tomorrow. Why? Because money problems are rarely knowledge problems. They are identity and system problems. That's why I created the Money Click program. Not to teach people how to hustle harder, but to help you understand why you do what you do with money. So have you ever wondered why you keep making the same money mistakes, even after reading books, attending seminars, and learning about budgeting and so much more? Maybe you've promised yourself countless times that, oh, this month I'll save, this year I'll invest, this time I'll be more disciplined. Yet somehow you end up repeating the same cycle. What if your problem isn't lack of financial knowledge? What if it's unresolved financial trauma? Financial trauma occurs when painful money experiences create emotional wounds that continue to influence your financial decisions even years later. Perhaps you grew up in a home where there was never enough. Perhaps your parents constantly fought over money. Perhaps you watched the family business collapse. Perhaps you experienced sudden poverty after a period of comfort. That event may have ended, but the emotional impact remained. And today, those experiences may be silently shaping how you earn, how you spend, how you invest, and even discuss money. So many people are trying to solve emotional problems with financial strategies. That's like trying to treat a broken bone with perfume. Until you heal the wound, the symptoms will keep returning. And that is why I created the Healing from Financial Trauma course. Not to teach more budgeting, not to teach more investing, but to help people understand the hidden emotional forces driving their money decisions. Because when healing begins, financial transformation becomes sustainable. If this resonates with you, send us a message. Let's talk about how you can join the Healing from Financial Trauma course. You can just comment healing in the comments. I'll reach out to you with the details. My name is Chukwemeko Yelezi and I'm the founder of the Viral Academy. Bye-bye.
All right. Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. Thank you so much for waiting. Apologies that we're starting today's live session late. Thank you so much, everybody that is here. I see my apostle in the house. Apostle, I'm loyal to you, sir. Well done, sir. Thank you so much. I also see our cohort leader, Madam Anne, in the house. Thank you so much for being here. Madam Christy, glad to have you here. Mr. Chris, happy to have you here today, sir. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. It's an honor to be here always to teach all these great people. Thank you so much, everyone. So today is something very interesting, that I want us to talk about, and it's how to train your brain for better financial decisions. Yes. Somebody will be wondering, is it possible to train our brain? Yes, it is. Have you ever made a financial decision and you later asked yourself, what was I thinking? Maybe you bought something that you didn't need. Maybe you invested because everybody else was investing. Maybe you ignored your budget and just went spending anyhow. Or maybe you sold off an investment out of fear, right? Like if those who have heard my story of how I sold off my ginger investment so many years ago, for those who are here, I'll tell it again someday, right? Or you borrowed money impulsively. You let a good opportunity pass you by because you were afraid, because you were indecisive. A lot of us have had situations like this before. But the interesting question is not why did I make this mistake? That's not the interesting question. The interesting question we should be asking ourselves is why does my brain keep making the same kind of financial decisions? Because neuroscience and behavioral science, and behavioral finance have taught us that the brain is not naturally designed to build wealth. Somebody will be wondering, oh, yes, the brain is not naturally designed to build wealth. The brain is designed to keep you alive. And those are two very different goals. So if you want your brain to build wealth, you have to train it to. Right? So your brain was built for survival. That's the first reason. It was built for survival, not investing. Our brains are not built for investing. It was built for survival. And if you check most of human history, most of our history as humans, survival meant making quick decisions. So because if our ancestors saw danger, they won't stop to start calculating probabilities. They react immediately. Quickly they react. So fear kept them alive. And this survival system still exists to today. Right? So the problem is that the stock market, real estate, business, long-term investing reward almost the opposite behaviors. So wealth is not built through quick decisions. It's built through patience, through delayed gratification, consistency, and the rest of it. So your brain naturally prefers immediate reward. But what builds wealth is patience. Your brain naturally prefers avoiding loss. But what builds wealth is rational thinking, long-term planning. Your brain naturally prefers following the crowd. It naturally prefers reacting emotionally. But what builds wealth is thinking rationally. So that's why building wealth requires retraining our brains. It requires retraining our brains. For example, everybody is born with that urge for immediate rewards. Right? So suppose somebody offers you 50,000 naira today, or let's say 100,000 a year from now. Many people instinctively will choose today's money. Somebody says, let me give you 50,000 today, or I will give you 100,000 a year from now. You will choose 50,000 naira today. Almost everybody will choose 50,000 naira today. Almost everybody. And the reason is simple. It's because of the way our brain is wired. Right? Because of the way our brain is wired. So we'll choose today's money. It's something psychologists call present bias. Psychologists call it present bias. So our brains tend to overvalue immediate pleasure today, now, and it undervalues future reward. So when somebody presents 50,000 naira to you today, 100,000 naira to you tomorrow, what your brain takes as value right now is the 50,000 naira that is coming now, and it undervalues what is coming tomorrow. And that's why so many people struggle with wealth creation. It's a place why a lot of people struggle to spend. A lot of people spend instead of save. It's a place why people consume instead of invest. It's a place why people upgrade their lifestyle instead of buying assets. It is the wiring of the brain. So financial freedom begins when you train your brain to value tomorrow as much as today. But it will not come natural to you. It will not come natural that you just start valuing tomorrow. It will not come natural that you delay gratification. You have to train your brain so. People who have built well train their brain so. Another thing is that your brain hates losing. Our brain hates losing. So another research in behavioral economics shows that people typically feel the pain of losing money more intensely than the pleasure of gaining the same amount of money. So you feel the pain of losing money more intensely than the joy or the pleasure of gaining the same amount of money. And this explains why investors always panic. Why they panic when market is down. This explains why people will quickly sell off their investments too early because they are scared. This explains why people avoid investing altogether. Some people won't even invest at all, especially if they've had the previous experience, maybe just one bad experience. Why? The brain hates to lose. But have you heard the stories of those who have come to win eventually? Some of them lost 1,000 times. Some of them lost 10 times before their first win. See, fear is emotional. Wisdom requires perspective. So successful investors learn to distinguish temporary market fluctuations from permanent losses. You must be able to see the difference, right? Another reason why we struggle is that our brain copies other people. Because we, human beings, we are all social creatures. So everybody around us is buying a particular investment. Our brain assumes that, since everybody they buy Abo, then it must be safe. If everybody is buying, then it must be safe. It must be safe. Right? So we want to buy what everybody is buying. If everybody is building luxury home, then we start questioning our own choices. Did I make a mistake? If everybody is chasing quick money, you see somebody that has never see a lot of people that have done MMM, money quick schemes, Ponzi schemes. They didn't just do it they did it because of pressure, because they were trying to copy other people, because everybody was doing it, and they're not asking themselves, is it what's going on? Everybody is doing it. Is it that me? Am I dulling? That's the word. Why am I dulling? So discipline at that point suddenly starts feeling lonely. You start feeling like you're the only person who is being disciplined. And you know what is called, when you want to copy other people's behavior, it's called herd behavior. Herd behavior explains market bubbles. That's the reason why we have market bubbles. It's herd behavior. Herd behavior explains Ponzi schemes. A lot of people that get into Ponzi scheme is not because of just their decision. It is because other people were in it. Mr. Okafor sees Mr. Okeke inside MMM, and he's asking himself, why am I not there? And for Okeke to be there, it means that it is safe. So he will jump in because Okeke is there. So Okeke becomes his reading for his validation for jumping in, not because of any other thing. Herd behavior explains speculative manias. It explains a lot of poor financial decisions. I know sometimes the crowd feels safe, but the crowd is often late. And remember, I always told you this, I would always tell you this, especially when it comes to investing. When there's so much noise about it, then you're already late to the party. When there's so much noise about an investment, you are already late to the party. So the crowd is often late. And when the crowd is there, that's when there's noise. I hope you get the point. Another reason that we struggle is that your childhood trained your financial brain. So long before you even earned your first salary, your brain was already learning about money. So it watched how your parents handled money, how they handled paying bills, how they reacted to financial stress, whether they argued about money, whether they saved, whether they invested, whether they created fear, or whether they created peace out of money. Those experiences formed neural pathways. They are not nothing. They formed neural pathways. So over time, those pathways became automatic responses. That's why you wonder sometimes, you see yourself reacting the same way your parents or any of one of your parents would have reacted. Right? So you may think, no, maybe I'm just bad with money, but maybe you're not. Your brain is probably repeating what it learned. A lot of things we do with money, especially if you've been in my class where I talked about money blueprint, then you'll begin to understand it better. That a lot of things to do with money is as a result of the things we learned about money. And that's why it's even more important that we rewire our mindset about money, because what we're doing with money today is a blueprint for our children. It's a blueprint for our children. So a bigger problem here, again, is trauma. Trauma. Financial trauma rewires our brain. You see, you cannot come out from poverty, right, without trauma. You can't come out of unemployment. You will likely have trauma. You have business failure, you will likely have trauma. You tried to invest before, it did not work, you will likely have trauma. Debt, trauma. Scams will put you inside a lot of trauma, right? Financial betrayal will cause you trauma. And what is it? It can change how you perceive risk and safety. That's what financial trauma does to you. It changes your perception. So someone who lost everything once will struggle to trust investing again because he has tried before. And he feels, if I try again, I might lose it all. And remember, the brain fears losses. So it will even encourage the brain more. Somebody who grew up with scarcity may constantly feel that they're not enough. Or they may constantly feel that nothing is ever enough. Somebody who experienced financial instability might become anxious every time they spend money. And a lot of us are on these boats. As you're spending money, your body, they do you somehow. You don't like spending money, even if it's for a good cause. Even if it's when you budgeted for it, you have this financial anxiety. Just like somebody shared in the Money Click program just a few weeks ago, and I shared it here just a few weeks ago too. And she said that they had planned for a vacation, right? And she said before this incident happened, she didn't realize she had any form of trauma. They had planned for a vacation, and they were supposed to book flight tickets. Usually the husband will book flight tickets. The husband said, okay, let me send the money to you, book the tickets, however the arrangement was. So it happened that she was the one who was supposed to book that ticket. Guess what? Months went by. Money has been ready to book the ticket for the vacation. She didn't book it. And she said, at some point, after one certain money tip in the click, she realized what the problem was. That she has been anxious about spending that amount of money on flight tickets, even though it was planned for. But somehow she was just uncomfortable with it. So she delayed, and now she's going to spend extra money. And she said she would have spent more than that amount of money if she was spending it in bits. That is what trauma can do to us. When you become anxious with spending, that's what it can do to you. And it's a symptom of trauma. Right? But here's the thing that we need to understand about trauma. The brain is not trying to sabotage you. No. What trauma does, or what it makes the brain do, is that it's trying to protect you based on past experiences. Yes. So it's not really trying to sabotage you. It's trying to protect you. Remember, the brain is not there. It was not created by default for wealth creation. The brain is there by default for survival. So based on your past experiences, the brain will try to protect you, even if it is protecting you against wealth creation. So the problem is that what once protected you may now be limiting you. That's the problem the trauma brings to us. But every trauma response anybody has is the brain trying to protect. So now, how do you train your financial brain? I'm sure a lot of us have been waiting for this part. Let's get to the crux of the matter. How do we train our financial brain? Right? Number one, slow down financial decisions. Right? Your first emotional reaction isn't always the wisest one. Don't yield to it. You know, when this happens, there's usually that first reaction that you want to take immediately that time when it is hot. That's an emotional reaction. Sit that one out. Right? Sit it out. Pause. Remember, there's something we shared in the Money Click program that we call the 24-hour rule. When you're not sure you're making this decision from the point of logic, wait for 24 hours. Emotions will usually fade away with time. Emotions don't last. Wait 24 hours. Right? Number two, build systems instead of depending on willpower. Just this morning again, I was talking about systems. Build systems. See, the brain gets tired Willpower will weaken. You cannot depend on willpower. Systems continue. Like I was telling you this morning, for those in the Money Click program anyway, imagine you tell yourself, I'm going to save every day, right? Or not every day, because let's make it more realistic. Tell yourself that you're going to save every month. Or you tell yourself, every month I will save 100,000 naira. That's a wonderful goal, brilliant goal to save 100,000 naira every month. But if you stop there, that means you're depending on your willpower to save 100,000 every month. And there are months that will come that your willpower will fail you. That you begin to ask yourself questions. Hi, why not I just skip for this month? Hi, why not I do this? Why not I do that? Your willpower will fail you. Excuse me. So, but when you have a system, right, your system is there to protect you when your willpower fails. And what does the system say? A system, because when we talk system, sometimes maybe somebody's thinking something computerized or something. No, right? When you tell yourself that every month when I'm paid, I am going to save 10%, 20%, 30%, 40% of my money. In fact, I will set it automatically. If you tell yourself, I will save 20% of my money every month, there's no system. If you set an automatic debit to your savings account, you've put in a system. What makes it a system is that it is able to run independent of you, so that it will not depend on your feelings for you to save. Right? If you're going to, just like this morning, Coach Wendy shared something with us about how she automated her investment portfolio every month. So it is not when you feel like, right? So every single month, the money just moves. You don't need to make the decision. The system is making it happen. The system makes it happen automatically. So put in systems. Set that automatic debit to your or automatic credit for your investment accounts today. As your payday is coming, you know the day is going to come. Put it on that day. That when it comes on that day, that amount of money you said that you want to save, let the money automatically move to investment account. Let it move. Use systems, right? Automatic savings, automatic investing, monthly budgets. A budget is a system. If you're telling yourself in your head that every month I'll keep this amount, there's no system. There's nothing to guide you. Emergency funds are systems. Investment plans are systems. So the whole aim is to have structure. When you have structure, you reduce emotional decision making. When there's structure to move 20% of your money from your salary account to another account where you want to save or where you want to invest, there is no longer opportunity for your emotions to come in and make decisions for you. The structure carries out the decisions. There's a system. That's what structure does for you. Number 3 is practice delayed gratification. Practice, thank you very much, Madam Ogenebume. Practice be delayed gratification. So every time you postpone unnecessary spending, right, you strengthen your ability to make better financial decisions. See, remember I told you something, that everything we do about money are neural pathways. So you watch certain things, you learn certain things. They became a part of you. Why? Because they became habits. Habits become neural pathways. They become a way you do things. So every time you postpone those unnecessary spending, if you do it consistently enough, you are creating new neural pathways for spending or not spending. So you are building your muscle for better financial decisions. So if you're telling yourself, no, I'll wait, I'll do it later, I'll do it some other time, I won't spend this money now, I'll use it for something in the future, you're not just doing nothing. You're strengthening your brain's capability to make good financial decisions. You're strengthening your capability for delayed gratification. And it's a skill. It's a muscle. Delayed gratification is a financial muscle that we must train our brains for. The brain can be trained to delay gratification. Remember, the brain naturally wants instant gratification. Naturally. So you need to train it for delayed gratification. It's not going to come natural to you. Right? And when you train your brain to delay gratification, discipline will come natural to you. It will come natural. Discipline will become easier. So how do you train your brain for delayed gratification? Repetition. Repetition. That's the word. The key word is repetition. Do it over and over and over and over again. Maybe every day you eat, you take Coke and you want to stop taking Coke. How do you stop? You need to create a new neural pathway to not take Coke. So it starts by first taking lesser Coke. You reduce the amount, keep reducing to get to a point where you don't take anymore. You stop completely. The day comes when you're supposed to take Coke, or the time every day you don't take it. You tell yourself no. You're building your muscles. You're building your muscle of discipline through repetition. Through repetition. All right. Number 4 is expose yourself to better financial thinking. See, your environment shapes your thinking. It shapes your thinking. That's one of the things that Money Click program does for you. Because your Money Click program is an environment where your thinking is being shaped in a certain way. People who are sharing stories are shaping your thinking. The books that we're reading are shaping your thinking. Right? When people share stories, it's shaping your thinking. When they share testimonies, it's shaping your thinking. When we have classes like this, it's shaping your thinking repeatedly. So far, you're consistent with it. The problem people make is that they join programs, they join accountability programs, but they don't follow up. There's no consistency. So today they are part of it, tomorrow they are not part of it. You're lacking that keyword, repetition. That action word repetition is lacking. Why? Because you need repetition. You need to consistently read the money tips every day. You need to consistently attend classes. You need to consistently read books. Why? Because consistency and repetition in these actions is what creates new neural pathways that determines your financial decisions. So environment is a big game changer. Surround yourself with people who are financially disciplined. You cannot want to be financially disciplined and everybody around you is reckless with money. That's +1 - 1. So your environment matters. You cannot want to be financially disciplined and your best friends are all reckless with money. Your best friends are encouraging you every day. Oh, come, let's go and spend money unnecessarily. Then you're not in the right circle. Your circle will also determine your financial thinking. Right? Why? Because your circle, your environment determines what you listen to. It determines what enters your mind repeatedly. Whether you're passively hearing it. See, you don't even need to just hear it actively. Passively is enough. So what enters your mind repeatedly would eventually shape your decisions. So that's why your environment matters a lot. It matters a lot. You must be aware of your environment. You must be aware of people around you. You must be aware of what people are saying around you. You know, I talk a lot about money blueprint, and I tell you, your blueprints were formed also by the things you heard. You were not actively listening. You heard it passively. But they formed how you react, how you relate with money today. Right? And your blueprint is still ongoing. The more you hear, the more you become. So change what you hear. You're not in the Money Click program, get into the Money Click program. The aim of the money tips every day is one simple word: repetition. It's just for you to keep hearing it every day. And if you're in the Money Click program, you don't read the money tips every day, you're defeating the whole aim. You're defeating the whole aim. And if at all, and that's the whole aim, what the Money Click program is about. It's about changing your mindset. It's about being in the right environment where you change your mindset. There are certain things you might want to do when you come into the Money Click, because you've heard it over and over again. When you want to do it, it just rings in your head that, this thing. So what you hear every day is key. Every day is key. Thank you. It be like they make all billionaires live for one street. Exactly. What you hear every day is key. See, it's not just about money, about what you hear every day. It's not just about money. It's about everything around us. If you want a good marriage, stick with people that have good marriages. If you are with people in an environment where all the marriages are bad, your marriage too will become bad because of what you'll be hearing. Because of what you'll be hearing. If you want to be a good parent, you have to be in a community of good parenting among parents who know what they are doing. If not, you will make the same mistake that they are making. Do you think being in programs like the Inner Circle is just about learning? No, it's about the environment. See, environment now has gone beyond your physical environment. There's something called the digital environment, and it also determines what gets into your mind. Right? So if you're in an environment where you have terrible parents, terrible at parenting, right? You will be so. If you're in an environment where everybody around you has bad marriages, your own will not be different. Your own will eventually follow them. Why? Because of what is sinking into your mind. Yes, thank you so much, Apostle. Iron sharpens iron. The Bible is not wrong. The Bible is all wisdom. The Bible is all wisdom. Iron sharpens iron. So be in the right environment. Expose yourself to better financial thinking. Don't be in a place where the discussions about money are mediocre discussions. Be in a place where they are discussing the right things. Be in a place where they're discussing the right strategies for marriage. Be in a place where they're discussing the right strategies for parenting. Be in a place where they're discussing the right strategies to advance your career. Even at workplace, there's a certain caucus you will follow in your workplace. You will not grow. So what comes into your mind is important. Number 5, challenge your money beliefs. Challenge your money beliefs. Ask yourself, is this belief true? Ask yourself that question. Is it true? Ask yourself, where did I learn it? Ask yourself, is it helping me to build wealth? Challenge those beliefs. Right? A lot of us had, like, in the TIP annual conference, I was asking a very serious question. Where do you think we got the belief that Christians are not supposed to, that poor is piety? That it's okay for us to be poor because we're Christians? Where did we get the belief that our Christian leaders must exude poverty? Because you're a Christian leader, you're a pastor, then you must exude poverty. It's a mindset, it's a belief. It's a belief. It's the belief that was infused into us. And in case anybody has not been had that particular conference where I spoke, please go back and listen to it. There are a lot of things that we need to understand. And I keep saying it. The wicked strategically programmed us to stay away from money. Because money is that tool that we need for influence. If we must change this world, we need money. We need money. And I myself believe that the gospel would have gone farther than where it is now if Christians understood the influence of money. If we didn't take backstage when money is involved. So understanding money is key. So challenge those money beliefs. They are not true. They are not true. Right? A lot of beliefs need to be questioned. If we did not question the belief, because it is not truth, the belief that money is the root of all evil, we wouldn't have even found what the right quotation was. But somebody started questioning it, right? And that's how we're able to see the truth for what it is. Number 6, separate feelings from facts. You need to start separating feelings from facts, right? You need to separate it. So excitement is an emotion. Fear is an emotion. Greed is an emotion. Shame is an emotion. None of them should make financial decisions for you. Yes, most times we think emotions are just when we talk about negative emotions, right? When we talk about emotions that affect us, affect our spending, most times we only think about the negative emotions like fear. But positive emotions can also be a problem. Overexcitement can be a problem for you when it comes to spending. None of these things should make excitement should not make decisions for you. Fear should not make decisions for you. Greed should not make decisions for you. Shame should not make decisions for you. Right? Fuel your emotions, fuel them, but don't let them drive your money decisions. Don't let them drive your investments. All right. Number 7, and which is the last, is think like your future self. So before spending money today, tomorrow, any day, ask yourself, will my future self thank me for these decisions? You know, that single question would change a lot of priorities. It will shift your brain from immediate gratification to long-term thinking. Because already you're questioning tomorrow. Right? So I'll begin to round up very soon because of time. Right? So before we even get there, I want to talk a little bit, sorry, about our Nigerian and African environment. A lot of people grew up in environments that have been shaped by the things that we heard. See, our environment have gone through a lot. And the same way our environment have gone through a lot financially, we were ourselves, whether you like it or not, we also went through a lot with it. The inflation that happened, you went through it. The uncertainties, the unemployment, the currency devaluations that have happened, all those things are things that we've passed through. Right? These experiences taught our brains to think in a certain way. Most times it is to prioritize survival, especially for the people who had it very hard in the past. And there's good reason for it, right? There's good reason for your brain to prioritize you to survive. But today's opportunities requires a different mindset. It requires a mindset for investing, for planning, for diversifying, for thinking beyond your immediate needs right now. And your brain can learn new patterns, right? But your brain can only learn new patterns only if you intentionally teach it. So you need to be intentional about what you teach your brain. And that's why the Bible has always emphasized the importance of renewing the mind. Romans 12:2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be conformed by the renewing of your mind. So the transformation starts with thinking, not income, not circumstances, the mind. The mind. Right? Proverbs 4:7 says, wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. Wisdom is not merely knowing facts. Wisdom is training yourself to consistently make better decisions. Wisdom is not that you go and download encyclopedia inside your head. No. Wisdom is in the doing. So it's training yourself to consistently make better decisions. That's what wisdom is. Right? So the greatest investment that you would ever make is not just in stocks. No. The greatest investment you make is not in real estate, to be honest. It's not in business. The greatest investment you can ever make on earth for yourself, it's in your mind. The greatest investment you can make for yourself is in your mind. Because every investment you make, every purchase, every opportunity, every financial decision will first pass through the way you think. So this is the number one investment area here, the mind. Everything you do will first pass through here. So change your thinking. When you change your thinking, your financial decisions will also begin to change. When you change your financial decisions, over time, your financial life also will change. It is a one-way straight formula. Right? Wealth is not built by one brilliant decision. No. It's built by thousands of wise decisions that you have to make continuously over time. That's how wealth is built. And that's why we must train our brains. We must train our brains. And in training our brains, we need to start creating new neural pathways. You need to create new neural pathways, right? And for us to create new neural pathways, it also means that to an extent, we need to heal from our old wounds. And that's why we're having the Healing from Financial Trauma course. In case you are yet to join us, in case you're yet to register, in case you're wondering, why do I need to heal from financial trauma? Everybody needs to heal from financial trauma. The funny thing about financial trauma is because it's not so pronounced, you might not know that you have it. You might not know. Just like the woman who delayed purchasing her flight tickets for over months. She didn't know that she had financial trauma. So please, get in. This is an opportunity to learn. Right? It may be that the way your brain has been shaped by past experiences might just be what is keeping you behind. And that's part of what you're going to learn in the healing course. You identify, first of all, we don't even start with healing. We start with first understanding. That's why if you don't even know if you have it, come in, you will understand if you have it. We start by trying to help you understand a lot of money-driven decisions, the beliefs behind it. Understand how your childhood and past experiences have shaped your current financial thinking. Lead you on how to break free from fear, from scarcity, from guilt, from self-sabotage. And then give you formula on how to begin to retrain your mind for wiser financial decisions. There's a formula in the financial trauma course that we call the Rewire formula. Right? We're going to teach you the Rewire formula. So we'll help you build a healthier relationship with money. Because before you build wealth with your hands, you must first build wisdom with your mind. And if your mind is not in the right shape, you'll struggle. So train your brain, heal your relationship with money, and automatically your financial decisions will begin to reflect the future that you truly want to create. That's where we're going to come to the end of today's session. Yes, thank you so much, everyone that has stayed up till the end. Yes, I see quite a lot of people. Today is almost a full house. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Remember that apart from just creating neural pathways for our own brain, there's also another set of people that right now, their own brain, their own neural pathway is being created at this moment as we speak, right? Not just by our actions, but by the things that they are seeing, by the things they are hearing, by their environment. And those people are our children, right? We're hosting the Smart Money Kids workshop coming up from next week. So bring your children to join the workshop. I keep on saying this. It is programming, right, that keeps us from bringing our children to learn about money. Why? Because our programming tells us that money education is not that important. It is a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing. And that's why I said, if you listen to me in the TIP conference, a parent will jump at taking the child for swimming lessons. Once you mention money class, they just take the back seat. But if you look at us as a people, Africa as a whole, you will know that we have a money problem. And the earlier we educate ourselves about it, the better. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. It's been a pleasure teaching you all. Thank you so much, Apostle, for being here. It's a pleasure to have you in the house. Thank you, everybody, Madam Christy, Madam Ogene, Madam Exquisite, Madam Tony George. Thank you so much, everyone. Yes, money click to the wall. Yes, Madam Tomari, everybody who has joined us today, even those who did not comment, I know you are here. Thank you and thank you and thank you. Mrs. Ann, thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. It's been a pleasure. My apologies once again for starting late, and sincere apologies that we couldn't make it here yesterday. I had a family emergency and it was just unavoidable that I attend to it. So thank you so much, everyone. It's been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to teach. It is my job and I love it. So I'll see you here again on Wednesday next week, 12 noon, Thursday next week, 12 noon, right? Remember, Smart Money Kids Workshop is going to run for our children from ages 7 to 17 from Monday to Friday, right? At the time for the juniors, 7 to 12 will be from 2 to 4, and then the teens will run from 5 to 7 p.m. every day from Monday to Friday. I encourage you to bring your children to be a part of it. My name is Chukwemeko Hinezi. I'm the founder of the Naira Academy. Hope to see you soon again. Bye-bye.
So have you ever wondered why you keep making the same money mistakes, even after reading books, attending seminars, and learning about budgeting and so much more? Maybe you've promised yourself countless times that, oh, this month I'll save, this year I'll invest, this time I'll be more disciplined. Yet somehow you end up repeating the same cycle. What if your problem isn't lack of financial knowledge? What if it's unresolved financial trauma? Financial trauma occurs when painful money experiences create emotional wounds that continue to influence your financial decisions even years later. Perhaps you grew up in a home where there was never enough. Perhaps your parents constantly fought over money. Perhaps you watched the family business collapse. Perhaps you experienced sudden poverty after a period of comfort. That event may have ended, but the emotional impact remained. And today, those experiences may be silently shaping how you earn, how you spend, how you invest, and even discuss money. So many people are trying to solve emotional problems with financial strategies. That's like trying to treat a broken bone with perfume. Until you heal the wound, the symptoms will keep returning. And that is why I created the Healing from Financial Trauma course. Not to teach more budgeting, not to teach more investing, but to help people understand the hidden emotional forces driving their money decisions. Because when healing begins, financial transformation becomes sustainable. If this resonates with you, send us a message. Let's talk about how you can join the Healing from Financial Trauma course. You can just comment healing in the comments. I'll reach out to you with the details. My name is Chukwemeko Hinezi and I'm the founder of the Naira Academy. Bye-bye.